Tell us a little bit more about your business. Where are you guys based out of? How many locations do you have? How did you get into this business? What's the total investment to get started? What would someone expect as a return here on this investment? Why is this a good industry to invest in? Why did you select franchising as the way to grow? All right, can you introduce yourself for us?
My name's Jeff Anderson.
And Jeff, tell us a little bit more about your business.
Well, our business, we're an indoor playground for kids. Specifically, it's an inflatable park. So most people know what bounce houses are. Inflatable parks is kind of a new trend that's starting, where it's one big, massive park with all sorts of different zones in it, slides, obstacle courses, ninja walls. We have regular, just walk in and play. We have memberships, and of course, weekends get, wild and crazy with all the birthday parties.
Amazing. And where are you guys based out of? How many locations do you have?
We have 2 locations right now. We have our home location, which is in Buffalo Grove, Illinois, suburbs of Chicago. And then our first franchise location is in Crystal Lake, Illinois, which is also a suburb of Chicago.
Okay, and how did you get into this business?
I blame it all on my wife. A few years ago, she was looking to get into something different and just kind of came up with the idea to do something for kids. We have 5 children, so we frequented lots of different places over the years, and she decided to do this, and kind of it just went from there.
Amazing. And so this is inflatables, right? So tell us about the advantage of inflatables versus a traditional, let's say, trampoline park or things of that nature. Tell us about the uniqueness of the model.
Well, again, the inflatable park idea, is relatively new. Statistics show that it's much safer than a trampoline park. A lot of the trampoline parks, they're also geared a little more towards the older ages, the early teens and up. The inflatable park, we don't have any age restrictions, but the reality is that, we're geared more towards, that 3 years old up to maybe age 10 or 11. So a lot of the big kids running around and, running over the little kids doesn't really happen here. Our staff are trained to keep an eye on it and make sure it doesn't get too crazy.
Totally get it. And then tell me about the actual center. What's the size of the center? What's the startup cost, franchise fee? Tell us about the business model.
Well, our original location, it's about an 11,000 square foot place. The actual inflatable park is about 5,000 square feet of that. We have kind of a general cafe sitting area. One of the other big things with us is 2 hours of freedom, kind of two-sided. One is the kids get a couple hours to go and do what they want and have fun. If the parents don't want to go play with them, we have a really nice area that they can sit, relax, talk with their friends, maybe catch up on some work emails, stuff like that. The second location we have, it's about a 15,000 square foot space, and their park is about 7,000 square feet. So there's just a ton of room for the kids to explore and play and meet new friends and have fun.
Amazing. And what's the total investment to get started?
The total investment, the range on the low side is around $465,000. The high side, for a bigger space, a little more involved, could go up to about $865,000.
Good. Okay. And who's the right franchisee? Who are you guys targeting to be a franchisee?
Well, I think our target right now, as we're kind of really trying to grow and expand, is more of an owner-operator. I don't want to say that, just a strict investor couldn't be successful, because I think they could, but the owner-operator, I think, is what we're looking for. Family-oriented, kind of like ourselves, that just willing to put in some work and get it going and hopefully grow from there.
Amazing. And tell us about the return on investment. How are your first franchisee and your centers doing? What would someone expect as a return here on this investment?
Well, it's hard to say for that for sure. We've done very well at our original location. I'll admit our franchise location has only been up for a couple of weeks. So they're just getting warmed up, but they're off to a very, very fast start, which is great, even faster than our original location. So we'll see.
Amazing. And tell us about the industry. So why is this a good industry to invest in?
Well, I think this industry has existed for a long time. People spend billions and billions of dollars looking for fun, safe places for their kids to go and let out that energy and burn it off, and I think even more so nowadays, there's so much screen time. A lot of people talk about it, maybe it's a little cliche, but we're all looking for places and things for our kids to do so that they're not on their phones or playing video games, and they can really get out here and get that energy and really meet other kids too. It's amazing when kids are young how quickly it is. They can walk into a place and 2 minutes later they've got a new best friend that they've never met before, and they have a blast.
Amazing. Now, as a founder, when you thought about we have our first location and now we want to grow, why did you select franchising franchising as the way to grow versus just you opening up more corporate-owned locations?
Well, I think because we are more of an owner-operator, a lot of it is the time it takes to manage. So for us to open up more locations, and we will probably still do that also, I think we'd like to grow in both ways because there's benefits to both, but I think we would just like to grow outside of just the Chicagoland area too. And if we're trying to manage multiple locations just on our own, that can be a little bit tough. But when you have a franchisee who wants to be there and help manage and get it going, I think they're going to have great success with that.
Incredible. Well, love the story. Congratulations on all your success. It's a great time. You're just franchising. You have one ready and growing. So we look forward to following your story. Thanks a lot for sharing it with us today.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
There are over 4,000 different franchise opportunities out there. To reduce your risk when picking a franchise, we provide you key insights and a great process to match you with the perfect opportunity. To learn more, click the link in our bio to schedule a free consultation today.